And the first thing that catches your eye is that the sampler sometimes literally doesn't want to play samples. The GR Mega engine is optimized for 48 kHz, so it randomly fails to play some files in 44.1 kHz, which is one of the most popular sampler rates out there. For example, these exact same samples work flawlessly on Elektron gear, but on the GR Mega you will be listening to pure silence every other loop. Next, let us talk about the file manager. Moving forward through folders using the operator knob and execute button is super convenient and works great. But the moment you want to go backwards, the pain begins. The developers suggest doing two things. Press left to select the up icon and then press enter to exit the folder. This is annoying, but luckily there is an alternative shortcut, shift plus arrow left or up. But seriously, developers, did you actually use your own device? Every time I want to go back, I have to stretch my hand into a weird claw in the most awkward spot on the panel, the bottom left corner. Pulling off the shortcut is harder than playing a fifth chord on a piano. Look at this. Now on to resampling. Let's say I found a great sounding part in the left channel and I want to turn it into double mono so it plays in both ears. I go to the resampling menu. Select audio source as resampling. Set channels to LL, which means double mono. Choose the recording mode and record it. But here is the problem. GR Mega resamples your sound as stereo anyway. It keeps the left channel on the left and completely erases the right channel. Is this normal for a $2,000 device? You be the judge. Let us talk about the position slider, which is undeniably a cool feature. Let's try to chop a loop into slices using the slider in slice mode. We are finding the start position of some fragment, zoom in, a little bit inaccurate, and using the arrow buttons, we are moving to its start position. Add slice using execute button, and now we want to move to the next fragment and we also want to add a starting point for the fragment. When we move the slider, we are thrown to an unknown location. This happens because the slider uses absolute positioning based on the entire audio file's length. Let's try doing it the right way as tester chips intended. Let's repeat. Zoom in the fragment, find the start, and then use the left and right buttons to find the next audio chunks. Let's find the next fragment. Add slice and move to the next. Yes, this works, but the movement is step by step and tedious. It would be so much cooler if we could just do this smoothly with the slider. Now for the LFOs. We have an LFO select button. When we press it, we can see a yellow square indicator moving on the screen, showing us which LFO is currently active for editing. The LFO select button itself has 4 LEDs around it. They shine brighter than any other lights on the panel, and they literally tell us nothing. Why was this even done if we still have to look at the screen to figure out the LFO's phase and see which LFO is actually active? Let's talk about retriggering. We're using the first LFO, and let's say we want to modulate the pitch of our loop. Just like on sequential synths, we hold LFO select and turn the knob on the parameter we want to modulate, which is pitch in our case. And now we hear the LFO works. Now we want this LFO to be synced with the project tempo or a sequence we might want to run later. To do this, we press the sync button and we see that the rate knob becomes a clock divider. Let's turn on the key trig. It should reset the phase of LFO. Nothing happens, it doesn't work. But if I turn off the sync, everything works just perfectly. It's a shame, because Elektron devices like the Digitakt II can do this flawlessly for half the price of the GR Mega. Ergonomics. Let's talk a bit more about ergonomics and how everything is laid out. Notice that the main control section is located in the bottom left, which goes against the rules of good design. With a normal hand position, aiming to work comfortably on the GR Mega for hours every day, constantly reaching down to the bottom left block is extremely uncomfortable. You will be using these bottom buttons constantly and very actively. I do not understand why the developers did not consider this. The filter section is right here, but its envelope is on the opposite side of the device, about 30 cm away diagonally. Usually, these controls are placed right next to each other. I strongly believe the control section should have been placed where modulation currently is, and modulation should be right where the control section is.